Yeah, welcome to your program, You and Your Environment. I am Gilbert, your host. Today we are going to discuss about the ending now flood control. And with me in the studio, I have Comrade OSAWARU. What is your ADENIYI? You are welcome.
Viewers, once again, Mr. Moderator, good morning, everyone.
ADENIYI is the State Treasurer of PSP. In the information industry, Comrade Timothy AGBARAGU is now with Delta State Orientation and Communication Bureau. Today, we are going to delve on the ending, which is flood control. ADENIYI, I want us to kickstart by knowing what we mean by flood control.
All right, thank you very much again, once. Viewers, God bless you for having you at this, serious time when we're talking about flood. Flood is as a result of overflowing water or drain that causes disaster due to man's activity or natural activity. And in most cases that we experience flood is as a result of natural activities, especially heavy rainfalls and overflowing of the waterways or the riverbank. And most times it is also caused by man-made activity, by ensuring that the waterway or the level of water or the avenue the water is supposed to pass through is being truncated, and it causes disaster. And sometimes flood also is also caused by activities that is being done by miners and also drillers who are disturbing the natural habitats of the earth. So flood is a very strong and powerful disaster to man. And as we all know, we're talking about flood control, and there are different measures to control this disaster, as we all know. And within this our urban area, flood is usually caused by blockage and dumping of refuse in waterways and its environs. And to control it, as we all know, is to ensure that we do the needful. And what are these needful? Putting structures where structures are supposed to be, and not putting structures where it's supposed to be an avenue for water to find its level. Also, by controlling it, we have to stop this attitude of throwing refuse into the government drain that has been made available to control this flooding within the urban area. But what we do, we bring in so many activities into the drain or the approved waterway for this water to go so that it won't cause flood. There are different levels of flood. We have little flood, we have high level of flood. The flood is flooding. Whatever causes discomfort for a man, it's already a disaster. So for now, let's leave it like that.
Yeah. So, Tim, looking at what we are discussing, and you are on the other side of the program, Orientation and Communication Bureau. Looking at it, who is supposed to champion this flood control?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Before I delve into that, let also add some other causes of flood.
Okay.
This includes deforestation,
Yes.
and precipitation, and also damage of the dam.
Okay.
Those are other causes of flood that we know in this country and the world as large. Now coming to who has the onus,
Yes.
to control flood as far as it is concerned. Well, I want to begin by saying that all of us have responsibility to do one thing or the other to control flooding. But however, the government has the major responsibility, saddled with, the apparatus, so to speak, to see that flood is under control. Because control of flood, when it happened, or in some places where flood, naturally occurs, or is as a result of natural activity. For example, this heavy rainfall and precipitation and stuff like that. You see, it involves heavy capital outlay. Okay. It's not just infinitesimal money that you found that you need to control flood. For example, building of sandbanks, to control flood, just as we have in Lekki. That is a very huge financial, implication that only the government, and sometimes with a partnership, that can actually embark on such a control. And having said that, government has the sole responsibility, to control flood. However, we as individuals, we have also mentioned here, just as my co-discussant, I guess, has said, that man activity also help to, intensify the flooding issues. So, what are the man activities? These include building on waterways, preventing, the water to go through its natural course. Okay. If you build on it, certainly you see that there will be water blockade. And when that happens, it means that the water is very, very destructive, is very disastrous, and is very, let me say, is mercurial in the sense that it can find its level. You cannot block water. Either if you block it, it destroys and find its level, or it goes through another channel. Yes. You understand? So you cannot block water. So therefore, we should avoid blocking of the natural waterways in the guise of a kind of building mansions and putting them in strategic places where, because of how rich we are and stuff like that, we should stop that. So that's also infer that, or imply that man also can also do certain things that can, remove flooding. For example, clear the drainages in your homes, because these drainages also conserve water if they are not drained. And if they conserve water, it will overflow and come to the houses and cause a lot of destruction and damages and things like that. So it is our mutual responsibility, government responsibility, and the individual responsibility. And we should try as much as possible, not only that we should also put a kind of sensitization mechanism in place, because so many people who are living in the hinterland, they don't even know how to control flood. They don't even know the causes of flood. They don't know that their activities are causing flooding in their environment. It then means that they need aggressive sensitization and awareness. And I think that is what DBS and this program is all about today. And I commend DBS very well for bringing out this time to see that issues like this are very much discussed, so that people will know how to live their life, not to cause harm to the environment or to self.
Yeah, so Ade, looking at the discussion so far, you belong to the member of controlling, that controls waste from being dumped illegally. So what and what have you been seeing? That because even when you go around and you in our streets here and there, you still see illegal dumping here and there, even on median curbs here and there. So why? What is it about?
Okay, thank you very much. I would say this period, I think sensitization has been ongoing. And I want to also join my person here to also appreciate it upon themselves to carry out the jingle on people should not drop refuse illegally and in the drain. Because there's a jingle going on that DPS is always carrying around, that the flood is coming, everybody be at alert, do not do this, do not put refuse in the drain, do not drop refuse where you know it's going to cause a flooding issue and the rest. Now, these are part of the things that we are all doing, and government is 100% in charge and in control. Like we, the PSP, what we do is when we go to clear refuse and we see that there's a particular house that has not complied to the government regulation that everybody should register with a PSP. We go to them, we tell them, and let them know that you are the one dropping refuse in the drain if you are not in compliance of the government policy. We tell them, and when the government enforcement team comes, we will not hesitate to point your house to the person that you are part of those people who are dropping refuse in the drain. So that is what we tell them. We too, because we do one-on-one sensitization, because we go there to carry the waste. If I comes to your house,
but
now,
what have been their excuses of not complying with?
Sir, everybody have excuse. Sometimes they tell you they don't have money.
Wow.
Sometimes they tell you, don't worry, I don't generate waste. And I don't see anybody on earth that does not generate
that
waste.
Means we are not existing.
Thank you. So they will tell you, I don't generate waste. Some they will tell you that I don't have money, I cannot register, I don't have waste. And you can't force them. It's only the government that have the arm to enforce such persons to comply to the policy, to make the environment clean and to avoid us from flooding like we are saying now. And another thing that we too also need to do as PSP is, as we move, when we're driving through an area and we see some pocket of refuse that is put in a way that we know that this could cause a problem, and not just a problem to the environment, also a problem to us, because when the government agencies go there, when they see this thing, the first point of call is the PSP. Why is there refuse here? It is your duty, whether it belongs to somebody or not, it is your duty to do the evacuation. But we now discover that when we do these things, people now take leverage of it. Okay, after all, they can't clear them. They put my own. Then the man that used to pay before, when he sees that his neighbor used to put there, and they used to come and clear it for free, that person too will say, okay, I know they pay again, or make I go they put for there. So the person too will go there and start dumping. Before you know, he has already creating from 1 bag to 2 bags to 3 bags. It becomes a dump site. And that is what is happening in the median curve that you are seeing. Because government has put a mechanism in place to clear any refuse you see on the major road. Because that is where visitors passes through to all government parastatals or commercial areas. So government had to put a modalities in place that every morning a vehicle must pass through that route. The essence was, because of that sweepers, those people that are sweeping the road, so those refuse they sweep, those unconscious debris that people throw out from their vehicle or as they are eating on the road they drop, those sweepers will sweep it and that vehicle will come and clear them. That was the major purpose of that plan. But unfortunately, people now took advantage of it and start bringing their gari, their hairdressing, their everything to the road and start, because everybody wants to cut corners. Nobody wants to be held responsible. So, as I'm even talking to you now, before I came here, the Ministry of Environment and the task force team, they're outside now, proud to this flood. You know, they are doing desilting now. Okay. They are desilting all the drains in ASABA. But my own pain is that we are doing it wrongly now, because we had a break of no rain. Now the rains are also disturbing them now in their desilting, because the desilt rain brings it back into the drain. We would have started earlier and we know where we are going. I saw them now, they are moving with police and everything, sensitizing the populace and the citizenry that flood is coming. We have done desilting, we are desilting all the drain. Please, we don't want to see any drain littered with refuse and everything. Government is also doing their own part, but government needs to do more, because why these things are like this is lack of maintenance. Cleaning of drains should not be a once in a year thing. It should be a routine. We have every last Saturday of the month where we do sanitation. Let's go back to those days that if there is a 10-meter drainage in front of my house, I should dig it, I should desilt it. Then government duty is to come and evacuate. Because what government is doing now, they are paying for double services. They are desilting, they are evacuating. They are supposed to, they're not supposed to do it. Their cost is supposed to reduce when me, who is the occupant of that drain, desilt on my own, to reduce mosquito for me, to reduce flood for me. Then they are to come and evacuate for me. So it reduced their costs too. But now they are doing double costing, desilting and evacuation, which is supposed to be 50-50 responsibility. So we should go back to those days where we used to do it every Saturday or every fourth Saturday of the month. We should go back to that area. So that is what we are doing as PSP. We sensitize the people. Some of our people are going to join them in this exercise, because me, I just left them. Because there are some places that we go now. The people who are there will say, the PSP is not coming. I am not seeing the PSP. Are you a compliance? First of all, are you a compliance? If you say yes, you are a compliance, the PSP is not coming. So where is your refuse? Okay, because the PSP did not come, you now take the law into your hand. You now manage the waste yourself. Who has given you that authority to manage waste yourself? Baggage your waste well. Keep it well in a tight bin or in a tight paper bag. Your waste can stay for 3 months. For 3 weeks. Okay. If it's well tied in a sealed, it can stay for 3 weeks. In those days when we were growing up, don't you keep waste in our backyard? Does it inconveniences us? No. It does not. So that is the sensitization we are telling people as PSPs. That's our role. But we've tried to see how we can do, CSR and social responsibility by clearing those ones we see on the road. But people started taking advantage of it, stopping to now patronize. Those who were already compliant started retrieving. After all, they see Mama Amaka, no, they pay. The one Mama Amaka they put there, somebody's carry it for free. So me too, I should enjoy that benefit too. So government needs to ensure that this thing is done seriously, because now that's what we're facing now. We're not even talking about the major rural flooding now. The urban is now being threatened. Go to Ezene Junction now as I talk to you. As a result of no drainage on that road, the express road is now flooded. The express road is now flooded as a result of no drain. You can't do a road and you don't have